seem very relaxed. Things must scare you though. What scares you?
Change.
Change.
Yes.
Right. What about change scares you?
I think the change how the business will react to things. I think coming in from an organization where it's 250 years old, set up in a small cafe, and the people are still thinking around those kind of aspect of things, that they're living in a very old kind of way. So some of them are coming with mobility and those kind of devices, but when the change comes in as a whole from an IS kind of thing, and unless you are looking forward to a change, you don't plan to address it. So that's what it does frighten me, but in a way that I know that we need to handle that aspect of change.
Now, the global economic climate is changing almost constantly at the moment. What do you think are the blind spots that people need to be looking out for in their business?
From point of view of because of the changes, we used to look at the value from a 3 to 5 year roadmap point of view for business or for IT and IT providing value or any other support function. I think that's where it's changing now to say that let's do a value proposition or value realization every year. So whatever business cases or any plans that are coming along, they're saying let's review it every year kind of thing, rather than having a long-term 3 to 5 year roadmap and then saying, okay, yes, IT can bring value to business in a 3 to 5 year line. No, it's coming in what can we done around in the best possible way and have the best value realization in 1 to 2 years time.
But presumably, you still need to have long-term visions in place. So is that sort of in conflict with this sort of, regular reporting means that people are just looking to create results that look good for that reporting, whereas are people ignoring the longer-term picture?
I think that's a very good question in terms of, yes, that's getting somewhere under the covers, and that's where people like us in a strategy team come in and say that, okay, what are we planning on 3 to 5 years? So there is a mixed role of doing that for a middle to short term kind of thing, which is saying 1 or 2, that was the value realization. But from a long term, that's where the push is always, and that's what my challenge is in my role, is that to start showing it to them that within 3 to 5 years, the technology is changing, like what you saw in cloud world, what you saw in the other places, is that things are changing, things are moving on. So we need to start addressing them, or at least start thinking, making our point clear that what we want to do with them. So I think we are writing down some bullet points and jotting it down and saying what are we planning to do in future, but not actually are not able to spend enough time to look at that. I think 3 years back when I used to work at places, they used to spend around years or 4 or 5 months looking at strategy 3 to 5 years. Now it's doing it in a 1 month kind of thing, but keep on doing that exercise every year.
One of the keynotes this morning looked at photographs from Dubai. I don't know if you caught that session, but there was a photograph of Dubai in the 1950s, just a few houses around the edge. Then in the 1990s, it was maybe 5 or 6 high-rise hotels and a few houses. Then suddenly today, 20 years on, it's just phenomenally different. I mean, do you feel like that's the way your business is evolving?
It's in the last 2 3 years, it's evolved a lot. We've gone into lots of mergers and acquisition, and that's what the market is within economic climate. Is there are lots of mergers and acquisition happening. We were, as you're rightly saying, is for some years, for 200 years, we were a single marine company, and then it's moved on to 50 years where we were moving into transportation and management. But last some years, we have grown like into energy, into anything that's coming along which can bring us value and that sort of thing. So that has made an effect on we have also seen the similar thing in our businesses. And we are expecting to be 1.5 billion by 2015. That's how we plan. That's our aim is to be.